I'm reducing how much I charge for usage rights. As a UGC creator, I do charge for usage rights for a couple different reasons. Firstly, it protects me. Secondly, it means I'm fairly compensated for the work that I'm producing. When you buy a piece of content from me, you're basically buying that creative asset. So then when a brand goes and uses it for ads, it's all of a sudden creating additional value and most probably additional revenue for that brand. So as creators, it's important that we're fairly compensated for that. It also protects creators and makes them aware of how long the content is actually going to be used for. At the end of the day, I don't want to be scrolling on Instagram, TikTok and see my face from 20 years ago. And no, I'm not saying this will happen. I completely understand that content eventually does burn out. However, it might happen. So having usage rights in place means I know exactly how long that piece of content is going to be used in ads. However, for brands, usage rights, that's a touchy subject. Some brands don't want to pay them. Some brands want usage rights forever. For me personally, it's not completely about the money. Yes, of course, I think I should be fairly compensated for the work, especially if it's producing the brand a lot of money. And then there is a brand wanting perpetuity rights. I personally think this is for one main reason. The brand doesn't know how the content will perform and doesn't really want to keep track of how long they have left on their usage rights. As a creator, if I've given you 6 months usage rights, okay, let's do 3 because I give brands 3 months usage rights for free with all paid content anyway. So say you have the bog standard 3 months. Cool, go use it for ads, amazing. If you then go over to month 4 and I haven't gone, hold up, sorry, your usage rights have come to the end, like, do you want to extend? That's on me. That is completely on me. I'm not going to come to you by the end of month 4 and be like, you've used an extra month, give me money. That's not fair. I personally don't think perpetuity rights are necessary for that reason. I know it differs from creator to creator, but for me personally, it's my job to keep track of usage rights, where you're at with them, when they run out. I'm going to always give you a warning. And if I forget and then you go over, that's not your fault, that's mine. Last concern is how much they cost. So originally I was charging 30% of the base rate per month for usage rights. However, this is expensive and I really do get that. I know that's the bog standard across most creators. I think it's about 20 to 30%. I do understand that it's expensive. So I've personally made the decision to reduce my usage rights from 30% of the base rate per month to 10% of the base rate per month. This way, it makes it a lot more affordable for brands. As mentioned previously, yes, I think the compensation is important, but that protection of not having my face shown in an advert in 20 years, that's more important to me. So for that reason, I want to make it more affordable for brands to accept a set amount of months instead of wanting perpetuity rights just for the cost effectiveness long term. So brands, I really hope that clears up usage rights for you. I know it can be very, very confusing, especially if it's just one of the many things that you do in your day-to-day job. If you have